We're in a pretty exciting part of the season. We're seeing a lot of new builds, and a lot of new runes, a lot of new playstyles, a lot of new things coming out to adapt to the durability patch. One of the things we're going to be discussing today is BuiltEUW Prowlers Claw Riven. On the topic of that as well, we're going to be discussing other build paths that Riven can go and our items as well. Built himself has passed me some information along to read out on the stream here, or on the video rather. He says, I think the HP changes you can afford to go Lethality, Pen Mythics now, mainly Eclipse and Prowlers Claw. Not a fan of Dustblade. Gordrink is still fine, just other options are viable now too. Sunder is nice in tanks like Malphite, Scion, Ornn, but that's about it. I'll mainly be going the Assassin Mythics now, probably. So along that lines, I do want to highlight the, let's just say, the viability of the other build paths. So I've been going Sundera for a couple of patches now into tanks like Scion, Ornn, like as you said, Scion, Ornn, Malphite, all that kind of thing. You'd be very surprised at how much armor shred they give you, obviously with the mythic passive providing you with more arm penetration. Not here to discuss the Sundera build though. I might go into a bit more depth with the mythics, but for now let's jump into the laning phase. We have a refillable pot longsword on the side of the Greys, longsword 3 on the side of the Riven. Sorcery with adaptive haste, no it's not adaptive, it's just the haste shard on Riven as well. So one of the things with this matchup, I've played this matchup a lot, you don't have to really take Resolve or Doran Shield. Graves does poke you, but it's not like a painful amount. Graves' main strategy in this wave, this lane, he just wants to kind of like repeatedly shove you under the tower and just farm up to his items. But the thing about Riven is she can still pose quite a threat to this Graves here. So one of the big weaknesses about Graves top as well is he has to permanently push. So we see obviously the tower is almost like eating the wave here at level 2. If Lee Sin is pathing topside here and then just decides to sacrifice even one camp, Graves is going to be in a pretty bad spot in terms of getting this wave in. He's probably at least, like as we can see, Lee Sin's pinging on his way. We can't see the minimap because of jungle, because of the map cover, but Lee Sin's pinging on his way, so Graves will probably have to at least flash here, I would say. Let's see what happens. Yep, Graves flashes away. So now what Built does, as we see here, he's dragging the wave up. What this does is it doesn't reset the wave. It forces Graves to have to overextend and come back down to farm. This obviously puts Graves in a long lane state versus a Lee Sin and Riven with flash and ignite. Graves just completely disrespecting here. I think he's just going to die now. Riven not even having to use flash here is absolutely massive because it just means that Graves, like we have a freeze here, but Graves overextending, Riven can just flash on him as soon as he uses E, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Riven has to thin the wave a little bit here because Graves actually does have teleport. Another big thing about Graves top is you usually should take either exhaust or ignite into, pardon me, exhaust or ignite into Riven, because then you're still maintaining kind of kill pressure and you can protect yourself. So Riven's going to have to reset the wave here because he has TP. So we're looking to set up a bounce now, but Graves will keep pushing us under. It's a pretty awkward spot to be in for the Riven as well because she has almost 1100 gold and no more pots. So if she gets any lower, she's going to be almost like a dive risk, I would say. But it is a cannon wave next, so Riven should just be able to take the base here. Is he going to base? Should base here. I would probably base here. Never mind, Graves is going to push under. Another thing as well I wanted to say, the other day we had a video and it was my birthday on that day and you guys left like hella birthday messages in the comments, so that was absolutely lovely to read. I love you guys. Thanks so much for that. I had a great day with my family and friends. It was awesome. Had a few beers here and there. It's great. Continuing on to the laning phase. So Riven having flash advantage here means, I think if I remember correctly, because I watched this game live on stream, Built goes into the Black Cleaver first, which gives Riven 30 haste as well as armor shred. Built in his Prowlers Claw build path has been going Black Cleaver every game, from what I remember. And then he goes into Prowlers Claw. Black Cleaver, Prowlers Claw, boots, and then it's kind of like, from there, just one-shotting basically anybody. So we're going to see that probably same build path today. I don't remember the rest of the game though, so I'm willing to spectate and commentate the rest of the game, because as we start to see, I'm pretty sure he gets a lead in lane, but the map ends up kind of like getting in a pretty bad spot. We see Lee Sin kind of fighting Graves 1v1 here. Riven's going to go and see if she can help clean up the Graves. Lissandra also moving into the river, so they should be okay. Graves is kind of as well. Someone's got to get the Graves kill here. Lee Sin's looking a little bit like kind of kill threat though. Yeah, Graves will fall to Lissandra. That's really good. Another thing you guys should do as well, like if you have a lead on the top side of the map like Riven does here, he doesn't really need any more resources. Like Riven's going to kill Graves in 45 seconds anyway when his ignite comes back up. There's just no way Graves keeps surviving while his flash is down. So if you can, like you should always be trying to give those sort of kills away to like the Lee Sin or the Lissandra, because let's say like in theory, Lee Sin gets that kill, heads bot with pickaxe or something like that, and then he ends up killing a Kais, like their Twitch in this case, kills the Twitch because he has enough damage because of that pickaxe sort of thing. Whereas if he didn't get that kill top lane, maybe he doesn't kill the ADC. Does that make sense? Like that's, in that sense, it spreads the gold around the rest of the map. Anyway, we finally get a nice little back off here. We pick up the Caulfield's Warhammer into, I think he goes double longsword from memory. Refillable potion. Doesn't really need a pink ward because the wave will come back into him, and he also has flash up, and we do see Vargar is at the bottom of the map too. Probably, if I was this Viego, I wouldn't be playing towards the top side of the map because bot is kind of like the only one ahead. We do see Viego on a little bit of the clipping of the minimap there, heading to the top side of his jungle though, so maybe Built will have to think about being ganked in the near future. Not for a little bit though. Level 6, 42 CS at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Graves has obviously gone to ward or something like that, maybe placing some vision in the top side of Lee Sin. Another good thing that you should think of, as we see Built check for the Graves flash timer, which is 8 minutes basically on the dot. Another good thing that you should think of as a top laner, if you have windows like that, I'm pretty sure Ekis is actually like an X jungle. Maybe an all-in here. Yeah, Graves is just going to fall to this Riven. If you have windows like that where nothing's really happening, you should probably try and get something done, even if it's only just placing a ward. Like, if you go place a ward over near Gromp, between Gromp and Blue, that gives so much information about the top side of their jungle. Like, that ward itself is probably one of the most, if not the most effective. Sometimes when I'm playing Riven, if I get a really fast shove at like level 2 or like level 3, instead of taking a cheetah, if I'm still healthy, I'll go and invade their jungle on that ward, and I'll kill the jungler when they're on their Gromp. Because when you have Ignite advantage, even if you go flash for flash 1-for-1, the wave's going to bounce back to you anyway. So you're protected from a gank, and you'll obviously disrupt the jungler's path. So Riven takes 2 plates here. Should be enough. How much is Black Cleaver with this? 1650? It always feels so expensive to build. I don't know why. Level 8 to level 6 Riven. Overheal on Graves as well. Interesting. Ooh, this could be a bit of a spicy 1v1. I think the flash definitely actually saves Riven there because she dodges the Q2 with it. Very nicely played. Actually a fair bit closer to than what I thought. I thought that was going to be a fair bit, like, not as close because of the 2 level deficit. Like, when you're 2 levels behind, it really shouldn't be that close because you have so much more stats. Health, defense, AD, everything. We also know that we're allowed to keep pushing here because Viego just showed bot. So in this instance, obviously, if you're this low HP, you don't want to keep pushing the waves in, just let it bounce back to you. We don't know where Viego is. You don't want to give up your lead by giving Viego any more gold than he needs to have. 1650, finally get the Black Cleaver. 3-0 at 8 minutes. We're in a really good spot to carry this game, but as we see, the bot side is losing, whereas the top side is winning, so we're going to have to kind of like try and equalize that. Skip ahead a little bit. I'll go back a little bit. I think Graves gets caught near... Graves gets caught with Herald. Yeah, okay. Yumi's roamed up with Lee Sin. Pretty smart. It's actually good with the Yuumi because... So, in this instance, we'll just quickly talk over this. I know you can't really see, but Kai'Sa is in front of her tower here. She has a freeze. So, Yuumi is pretty much useless there. So, she's just going to give solo XP to Kai'Sa. But there is also an objective in the top side of the map that Viego could be rotating towards. So, Yuumi roams up with her Lee Sin here to help contest that objective. Very smart from the Yuumi, actually. Kai'Sa can look to push in the wave now because Twitch is showing mid. So just a few little macro things that you guys should kind of like be thinking about. Think outside the box. If you're a support player, you need windows. All those kind of things. Look at waves. Can kind of help you decide whether or not you want to push or when you want to roam and all that kind of thing. Skip ahead, nothing really happening. Graves is 0-5. My word. That's a lot of deaths at 9 minutes. To be fair, he's off-roll against a 1700 Riven 1 trick. So, yep, fair enough. Lee Sin taking the Herald. So another thing as well, if you guys are playing top and you want to be able to carry more games, you should also be getting your jungler to play around you because effectively in this situation, if Graves tries to contest Herald with Viego, they're both going to get double killed by this Riven and Lee Sin. There's just no way that they ever win a 2v2. So you should be trying to force objectives around in a 2v2 situation, like with there's a 3 level deficit at level 10. Holy. In this case, like Graves has serrated Dirk to Rune's completed Black Cleaver. There's just, and a 3 level deficit as well, or 3 level advantage, sorry. There's just no way they ever win 2v2. So objectives like that in that sense should be literally free. So Viego is doing the right thing by playing bot here. Graves clears out the wave with his ult. What am I saying? Viego is doing the correct thing here by playing the bot towards the bot side because top is basically already like auto won on the side of Riven's team. As we see, Lee Sin will fall, and so will Yuumi. Lee Sin picks up the kill here. I don't think Riven's strong enough to fight this 1v3 without flash. I'm not sure. I wonder if she'll go for this. Misses the corner hop there, unlucky. We're going to chase Graves, we're going to go back top. There's plates to be gotten top, we should just go. Graves has no TP, I don't think, for a little bit anyway. Or maybe he does. Keep pushing in. We might be able to get the tower here. So another important thing to be thinking of here is if the bot side of the map is losing, we want to take that gold away from the Twitch. So we want to be able to take the tower before he can, because if Twitch takes the tower, obviously he's going to get first tower bonus. So we want to be able to deny that from him. We're very close to taking this tower down. Graves does has Eclipse now though, so it will be a little bit harder to kill him. That overheal shield is quite strong. Oof. That would have been a lot more painful if the overheal and Eclipse shield weren't there. 1800 on the side of the Riven though, might be worth thinking about it back. Whoa, hang on a fucking second. What just happened there? So Riven has died. 3 levels down. He's about half HP. I just want to see what happens here. Graves flashes. I don't even know if he flashed the Wind Slash. Let's see. No, he didn't flash anything. But he got the kill regardless. Lethality just hurts too much when he's at half HP. So a pretty unlucky play there. I mean, it was very, very close. Graves had flash anyway, but either way, kind of giving a shutdown. It's tough because he recognizes the rest of the map is kind of getting a bit, you know, bit volatile. He's kind of going to have to start making plays. So maybe that's why he felt the pressure to have to kill the Graves there. Yeah, it is a really hard spot because you just start to see the rest of the map start to lose, and it's just like, I got to go for something here. Mute Lee Sin. Dude, people honestly, like, this is the best thing to do when you're in a carry position. Just mute everybody. It's just the most efficient way to carry the game. It's honestly just takes away mental energy by having to read the chat. So Graves will probably die here because Lee Sin's walking top. Maybe we start a fight here. This is a really good fight for us to take. The Riven should kill everybody here. He's so strong. Vigar will fall. Diego will also fall. Maybe Ronaldo will fall. Good dodge on the ult. Oh no, he didn't. Not quite. Can flash between them both here. Viego is too fast. That's unlucky. So as you can see, like when you start to play around the top side of the map, like with Riven, how strong she is, they should never have even like continued to fight there. We know Riven was going to respawn as well. Should have just backed off. Viego trades 1-for-1 with Lee Sin, and Lissandra kills the Viego, getting a big shutdown, which is very good. Obviously, taking shutdowns wherever you can is very important. We take the first tower of the game, putting Riven even further ahead. Was a really nice try on that flash to stun the Viego and also the Renata at the same time. Skip ahead, Graves is back alive. We'll just try and take some camps off people, I guess. Once you have this much haste, like Built takes the ability haste shard. Once you have this much haste, you should be able to just take resources for free. Because you just have so many shields up so often. That being said, that kill actually gave Graves a lot of XP. Like, he was 3 levels down. Riven was at the start of level 11 to Graves' level 8. Graves' level now level 10 to Riven's almost level 12. Picked up the Tabby, which is going to be pretty annoying. One of the reasons we go Black Cleaver on Riven as well at the moment is because of the extra resistances. So if anyone's played Riven into armor, you know she's very ineffective into armor. So having something that can shred armor is very, very important. Hence why Sundra is actually quite good value on her now. As well as it's really good for tower take. Another of my favorite buys as well is Stridebreaker. So Stridebreaker in the sense of like a utility buy is very good. So I've been taking it into things like Jax that really want to stick on you and auto as much as they can. And like if Jax ults, it only lasts a few seconds. So all you do is just Stridebreaker and then walk away from him until his ult's down and then you can re-engage. Or if he jumps on you, just Stridebreaker and then walk out of his E and he can't stun you. In the same sense, you can also do the same thing to Camille. So if Camille jumps on you and she wants to get her Q2 off, just use Stridebreaker and walk away until her Q2 is down or until her passive is down. Obviously fighting Camille, when she has her passive or her passive shield up, she's gonna mitigate a lot of damage with that. So that's kind of like why I've been enjoying going it. I also don't really like taking Death Stance into most of those champions. So Fiora and Camille, I don't like going Death Stance into specifically because they do so much true damage. So you lose a lot of the stats out of Death Stance. I'd rather just go like Cyrilda's Grudge and look to kill them before they can kill me, if that makes sense. So we have the Prowlers Claw completed. Let's see what he can do with it. Pushing that wave in. Keep pushing the waves in. Graves is just... It's kind of like a bit of a stalemate at the moment until objectives come up. Graves has kind of like made his way back into the game. Yuumi is roaming top. Giving a little bit of... This is another good thing that this Yuumi's doing, is giving like some protective vision to the Riven to allow her to keep doing what she's doing. Just even that ward as well gives Riven like a fair bit that she can play around. So Graves is also level 12 here, so he's definitely come back into the game. So we'll take this wave, and then I think we'll also look to take Krugs as well. 161 CS at 17 minutes. When there's nothing really else to do on the map, it's just a good idea to just keep farming, get your levels, get your advantages, just get everything else that you can off the map. Like, obviously, we're taking things off the Viego and the Graves, so it's technically beneficial for Riven's team to be in this kind of game state, but at the same time, a objective will spawn eventually that we're forced to attend. Level 13. Riven can look to dive here. I'll be interested to see if he does, because we saw Viego bot, but I don't know where the rest of the red team is. We go to invade the topside jungle. Sorry, these skips are a little bit scuffed. So one thing as well that Built does really well is he plays around vision denial very well. So he like kind of looks for these nice little picks. He's also very smart with flanks and stuff too. He's a very, very good team fighter. That's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed with Built is his micro and his team fighting is just really smart and really, really good. He doesn't have any bad habits on Riven like I do. I double cast too much. His Riven's much more like consistent, and he like uses his abilities in a much better like in terms of sequencing. Something that I have to break out of. Probably like the biggest thing that I've noticed between myself and Built is that his ability sequencing is just much better. Graves looks to freeze outside the tier 2 here. Not too bad of an idea. I don't really know how Graves goes with freezing because obviously the shells will just break the freeze eventually, but maybe we go into the Youmuu's Ghostblade or the Death Dance here. I don't really know. I can't remember. We should be able to pick up this Viego though. Ooh, good flash from that Kai'Sa there. Ooh, very well played. Very nice. Considering that Viego is 5 and 2 and the Kai'Sa was 1 and 3 just there. Very well played. So we're going to look to start taking some stuff on the bottom side of the map as Kai'Sa gets assassinated by the Twitch. Built did use Prowlers Claw. It does have a 2-minute cooldown, so we have to be kind of careful. Oh, no, sorry, a 90-second cooldown, so we have to kind of be kind of careful. We're lacking a lot of damage in gap close now. I think Twitch will die to Lee Sin Yumi. Yes, correct. So Graves is looking to take the top tower here. So we're basically unanswered because Viego and Twitch are both off the map. 2 people mid, 1 person's top, so we're free to take this farm and this tower. Does a fair bit of damage with this as well, because like these lethality builds are very high AD, so your auto attacks hurt a lot. 210 per auto, pretty meaty. We'll take tier 1 bot here. Castle will answer the tier 2 top. We have Viego, Renata mid still. Let's go and see if we can still find some farm in the top side of the enemy jungle. Nope. Everything's been taken. 3 mid, Viego as well. It makes me a little bit harder to cast this because I can't see when objectives are spawning. I read in the chat that the Cloud Drake spawns in another 40 seconds. This is another smart thing that Built does. He sits on like corners and just juggles his Q3 and like waits for an opponent to appear like this Twitch. Let's see if we go for this. There's a few people missing, so we don't want to be going for risky plays here. The map has stabilized out a little bit though. It's 14 to 10 now. Let's try and take the blue buff off the enemy team. Pretty easy because Viego is mid. Graves falling again. We'll take Gromp and blue buff here. Pretty big. We do see Twitch here though. Built could look to just jump on him with Prowlers Claw. I think that's what's going to happen. Q3. We get Twitch's flash and heal out for basically nothing. A 90-second cooldown. Pretty big there. No flash and Riven still has flash, so next fight Twitch will die for sure. We have the Predator come in, so we back off. Very good. So we should have... Twitch is basically out of this fight with no flash, no heal as well. Maybe we look to re-engage on this Renata. Ooh. Ooh, that Berserk. Alright, Lissandra forcing a little bit much there. They do give a pretty big shutdown to the Veigar. Lee Sin also falling to. Just kind of fighting over nothing here, really. We could have just taken the objective and left. Let's see if anyone else wants to fight. Viego looking a bit troll here. Riven picks up the Viego kill. Unless you kind of knew that they had base, it's pretty troll to enter your own jungle there. You could just reset with the kills that we just got. Doesn't matter. This Yuumi Riven's going to be pretty big. 15, level 15, level 11 Kai'Sa, level 10 Yuumi as well. Yuumi's going to take the base by herself. It's still pretty important for Yuumi though to like not take too much off Riven, because if she's on Riven, she's going to be taking a lot of XP, and Riven really needs levels to be able to frontline effectively because she needs the health and the statistics from levels. So if Yuumi's taking some of those levels, Twitch will die here. There's just no way. Damn, that Renata, dude. The Renata thing's so annoying how, we kill? No, unlucky. The Renata thing's so annoying how it basically gives them like a second life, because like they're already dead, like just there. If that wasn't Renata, Twitch is just dead. Oh, we go Cerulda's Grudge, nice. This is actually my favorite item on Riven, so I'm curious to see how this fits in. The slow is very, very nice. I was having a chat to Thien about this yesterday, actually, though. Apparently, Black Cleaver and Cyrilda's Grudge kind of cancel each other out. I'm not really sure. They don't cancel each other out. So the way it works is Cyrilda's Grudge works off total armor, and Black Cleaver reduces total armor. So I feel like you get less value by going both of them. I could be wrong. Can someone correct me if I am? Because I like building both those items together. They both give so much haste. 113 ability haste on the side of the Riven. Halfway to level 16. Very, very strong. Let's skip ahead again. See if we can't pick up the Graves here. If he walks through this choke, he's dead. Nope. You can use the sweeper to see, obviously you probably know this, you can use the sweeper to see people over the wall there. So I've gotten a lot of picks on that little choke there too. People just like walking back through that choke and then you use Q3 over the wall and they die. Sorry. Scuff cut. See if Graves, yeah. So this is like pretty good part about this little wall here is it just allows you to jump straight across. Doesn't even have to use Prowlers. Doesn't even have to use Wind Slash. 2 levels down, still the Graves. 1,000 damage Wind Slash. We pick up the tier 2 there as well. That's like a 1,000 gold swing on the side of the Riven. That's really big. 19 kills to 13. We pick up the... Wait, did we sell Cyrilda's? Sorry, I've literally only just noticed this. So he sold Cyrilda's and went back into Youmuu's. I didn't even realize that he did that. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, skipping back ahead. My bad. Alright, so we're going into Cyrilda's now. So this is basically like a full AD build. Built isn't even going to Death Dance right now. Obviously Death Dance is always a good item, but for this sort of like full AD build, he's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Because like their main lockdown is Vygar, and it's pretty easy to just not walk into Vygar's cage as Riven, someone with so much mobility. Lissandra is in the middle of this. Should be able to ult or get out of this though. Doesn't eat the cage. Very good. Still taking some vision off the top side of the map. We see Graves attending tier 3 bot. So let's get some stuff around Baron prepped and ready. While we have numbers advantage, we see Lissandra getting prio mid. We can take the Scuttle Crab here. Obviously very, very important to take this before you do objectives. They do know that they're doing Baron because we just saw a trinket come in. Let's see if a fight starts here. Lissandra falls before being able to ult. This could be a good fight though. Because Riven just hurts so much. Oh, that Lee Sin kick was really big. Oh, Prowlers Claw damage. Very well played. Just cleans up that team fight. Very nice. See, like in this instance, Built has to do so much to like make his worth as a champion and the amount of resources that he has good. So like the fact that he killed 2 or 3 there is like absolutely massive. Very well played. That Prowlers Claw is really nice actually. Literally just like auto killed the Twitch. So I kind of see like why he likes it. Because like if that's Gold Drinker there, it's a different story, you know? He definitely takes it for the gap closing potential. We do have the Cyrilda's Grudge now as well. We'll take the Krugs. I do remember there's like a little bit of a treat coming up here as well. Some very, very nice Riven mechanics. We'll take the kill here. Yeah, Ronaldo's dead. There's just no way. Oh! Well, Vygar hurts, bro. 2,000 damage out of 2,800. Skip ahead. 650 to the Vygar. That's actually pretty big. Oh, the VOD's frozen. We're re-engaging here, even though Riven's dead. Very interesting gameplay. I think Vygar's just like, I just can't tell if Vygar's balanced. I feel like he's kind of like a little bit on the broken side. Having to build that much like CC and utility on such a low cooldown. Graves has done a pretty good job to keep himself back in the game though. He's almost at the same CS as Riven. A couple levels down obviously because he's not 12 kills like Riven, and he has 10 deaths. But he's done alright. Well, what was that? Or was that just like... He's got Anathema's chains by the Vygar on him now. Was that what that was? Pretty big fight happening mid. We're going to move down here. We have the Youmuu's movement speed as well as the Youmuu's active. So they did see Riven top. That's why they re-engaged. So Riven's going to look to appear here. Obviously very, very fast. Running around at 450 movement speed. So if he needs to get to a fight, he definitely can. Another strengths with the Youmuu's. Well done by the Vygar to cut him off. I feel like there has to be like at least 2 or 3 here because Twitch wouldn't appear without it. There's no way. Okay. Level 18 Riven already. So strong. Graves as bot though, we have people attending. Riven should be okay here. It's just too high level. Nothing does damage, even though he's like basically full AD. The only like technically defensive item he has is, it's not even defensive, it's just Black Cleaver. He has a little bit of health from Black Cleaver. Skip ahead. We have the Hex Drinker picked up now. Obviously Vigar is probably our biggest threat, and we'll be looking to burst the Riven with Hex Drinker, with his ult. Vigar is quite fed. He did go a defensive item though, so that definitely cuts off his one-shotting potential, because he's going to be still annoying to kill. Very tanky. Push in mid-wave. Now we look to kill again. We go take. Oh, this is a nice little flank here for the Riven, looks like. Oh, Riven on the backside. Oh, so low. That looked really nice until it wasn't. Very, very unlucky. It's kind of like review that, actually. I want to go back over it and see what happened there. So he gets a really nice flank. Like before I said, he sets himself up really nice in terms of team fights. So like here, he Q3s over the wall, which is absolutely fine. Does have flash, does have ignite, does have prowlers. In this instance, it's just like, who do you even, like, it's just Twitch, right? But he goes on to Renata. Renata flashes the wind slash, pretty unlucky. Yeah, and Lee Sin falls as well to the Twitch. Twitch does die to Lysandra, which isn't too bad though. Yeah, pretty unlucky. Maybe QSS would work there. I don't know. Still a very close game. It's still definitely in anyone's hands. Bit of a stalemate in the mid, and then also Dragon Soul's coming up now for the red team also. We head down to contest the real estate in front of the dragon. Something very important you have to do is get vision first. So you need to find your way around dragon to be able to get wards down, or otherwise you're going to get CC'd. Someone's going to hook you, someone's going to box you like this Vigar. We'll take the dragon here while we can. Very nice. Probably not really worth Viego contesting there, because now they're on soul point, but if Viego dies there, they get Baron, and blue team had better setup for the dragon take. Skip ahead. Fight happening mid. Riven shows bot to reset the wave. Pretty aggressive posturing mid. I think Vigar just predated onto his team. Oof. This Lysandra stall is kind of insane, I won't lie. I actually thought they were going to get rinsed there. Like, they had such a good engage with the Vigar cage and the Twitch ult. Twitch does have the stopwatch as well, something that we have to always be careful of. If you're in this situation, you need to be checking people's items, because people will buy items specifically for certain fights. So you need to, like, if you, in this instance, if you know that Twitch has stopwatch, you'd always not use wind slash until he's used stopwatch. So Riven looking to get more picks here as well. Obviously with the sweeper, we can just run through the top side of the map. We literally just pick up Twitch here. Yeah, okay. 1,445 damage from that auto. Holy shit. Just so fast with Yuumi and Youmu's. 143 haste as well. This ult should be up in like 25 seconds. Oh, what a guess. 25-second ult CD. Not bad. We do take the Baron with the Twitch pick, obviously. Graves looking to ult the Baron. Nice try. Let's push our waves out, take the reset. We have the Maw of Malmortius now picked up. Vigar shouldn't be able to one-shot us anymore. I could be wrong. He is level 17 with a death cap. Who knows? Not the best wave clear on Vigar. Again, is the Riven looking to take a nice little angle in case a fight happens here. We'll clear the ward out. Oh, I think this is where something spicy happens. Dodges Renata R. Oh, very nice. Picks up the Viego, picks up the Graves, picks up the Twitch with a 1,000. Oh my damage. Where did Renata go? Okay. I don't even know what to say about that, man. Let's watch it back. I don't know what to say about this. Like, there's so much damage. So we basically one-shot the Graves, and then Twitch just literally disappears. 1,178 damage from one auto on the Renata after the Prowlers Claw. Gets 3 triumphs come through that save him from the tower. I think that's the game. Holy. That was really, really nice to watch. I think he really did his part this game. The map was looking a bit unstable, but ended up nullifying Graves completely, and then ended up taking the win. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and a sub. I'll see you guys in the next video. I have a Gale Force Yone Zookill video coming next, actually. Very excited to do that one. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.